All right, today we are diving deep into a really fascinating story from Satyajit Ray, Bepin Choudhury's Lapse of Memory. It's a tale that starts out with just a simple, everyday conversation, but trust me, it ends up questioning everything you think you know about your own mind. So let me ask you something. What if a whole chunk of your life, say an entire week, was just gone? Not that you forgot it, but that your brain insists it never even happened, and yet everyone you know swears that it did. Yeah, that's the really creepy question that kicks off this whole thing.
A perfect memory challenged. So, let's meet the guy at the center of all this, Bepin Choudhury. This is a man who lives by the book. Everything is neat, tidy, logical, especially his memory. He thinks it's flawless, absolutely perfect. But, well, that perfect world is about to get a huge crack in it.
You know the type, right? Every single Monday, like clockwork, Bepin Babu is at the bookstore. He's a total creature of habit, loves his quiet life, loves his books. He's not really into small talk, and he takes immense pride in his excellent, detailed memory. For a guy like him, the past is solid. It's written in stone. Or so he thinks.
And then, on one of those Mondays, a total stranger comes up to him in the bookstore and says this. That one simple sentence, it's the first little tap on the glass of Bepin's perfect world. The man says his name is Parimal Ghose.
And this is where it gets weird. This guy, Parimal Ghose, he doesn't just say hello. He insists they spent a whole week together in a place called Ranchi, way back in '58. But Bepin, he's like, no way. He is 100% certain he has never been to Ranchi in his entire life. He just figures, the guy's got the wrong person.
The evidence mounts. Yeah, but here's the thing. This isn't just some random mix-up. This stranger, he knows things, like really, really specific things. And with every little detail he drops, that solid ground Bepin's standing on starts to crumble.
I mean, listen to this stuff. Parimal Ghose doesn't just say, hey, remember Ranchi? No. He talks about a fall Bepin supposedly took, a cut on his right knee, the bungalow he stayed in. He even knows super personal stuff about Bepin's family. And then this is the kicker. He names a witness. He says their friend Dinesh Mukherjee was there too.
So you can imagine this is just eating at Bepin. He gets home, he can't shake it, and he pulls up his pant leg. And what do you know? There it is, an old scar, just like the guy said. Suddenly, this isn't just one man's word against another. This is cold, hard, physical proof that maybe, just maybe, his own memory is the one failing.
Okay, now he has to know for sure. This doubt is just gnawing at him. So he decides, right? I'm gonna call the one person who can end this. Dinesh Mukherjee, the guy Parimal mentioned. You can just feel his hesitation, right? He's probably dreading what he's about to hear, but he picks up the phone and makes the call.
And the answer he gets? It's just devastating. Dinesh is like, oh yeah, Ranchi in '58. I was there. You were there. He confirms everything. So now, the one thing Bepin was sure of has been verified by two other people. His entire world is just falling apart.
On the brink of madness. So, what happens when the one thing you trust most, your own mind, betrays you? For Bepin, it's the start of a terrifying downward spiral. He's not just confused anymore. He's genuinely scared he's losing it. And you see the effects right away. This super careful, organized guy, he can't focus on his work anymore. He's not eating. All that confidence is just gone. Now he's just terrified, literally haunted by this idea that he's, well, in his own words, going nuts. He even starts to worry that he's got the same mental illness that his brother had.
It gets so bad that other people start to notice. An old friend of his, Chunilal, who, by the way, has been bugging Bepin for a job, sees him and is just shocked. He's the one who says, man, you've really got to go see a specialist. And hearing that from someone else, it just makes it all feel even more real and even worse.
So he does it. He goes to see a Dr. Chanda, and the doctor is pretty much stumped. He comes up with this kind of weird last-ditch plan. He tells Bepin, you have to go to Ranchi. Go there, see the places, maybe, just maybe, it'll trigger something. It's a total long shot, but at this point, what else can he do? So he goes. But it's a total bust. Nothing. He walks around Ranchi and it's all completely unfamiliar. He feels like a tourist in a place he supposedly knows. He gets so desperate he goes to the very spot where he supposedly fell, the Choudhury Falls, and the stress of it all is just too much. He actually faints, and when he wakes up, that's it. He's hit rock bottom. A cruel prank revealed.
So Bepin heads home, just a broken man. He's basically ready to give up. But of course, the story is not over, not by a long shot. There's one more twist coming, and believe me, it changes absolutely everything.
Picture this. He's back home, lying in bed, probably thinking his life is over. And then his servant brings in a letter. And who is it from? Choudhury. Remember him? The friend he kept turning away when he asked for help? This letter, this is where the truth finally comes out.
And boom! There it is, in black and white. It was all fake. A prank. But prank doesn't even feel like a strong enough word, right? This was a piece of psychological warfare, designed from the ground up. Choudhury admits it all. He set the whole thing up as payback for how Bepin treated him.
So the motive was pure retribution. Simple, but incredibly powerful. Choudhury felt like Bepin had been a terrible friend, just totally unfeeling. He didn't have money or power to get back at him, so he used the one weapon he had, his imagination. And he aimed it right at the thing Bepin valued most, his perfect memory.
The fragility of mind. Okay, so the mystery is solved. Bepin must be feeling this huge wave of relief, right? But the story doesn't just end there. It leaves us with some really big, kind of scary questions about our own minds. So let's unpack what this whole elaborate prank actually teaches us.
When you really look at it, this prank was a masterclass. It all started with the power of suggestion. Choudhury just planted this tiny seed of doubt, and Bepin's own fear did the rest. It also shows you just how shaky our memories can be. All it took was a few convincing facts to make a man doubt his own life. And let's be honest, Bepin's pride was a huge part of it. He was so sure of his memory, which made the fall that much harder.
So why does a story like this stick with you? Because it's a powerful reminder that our entire sense of who we are, our reality, is built on our memories. And what Bepin Choudhury learned the hard way is that this foundation can be shockingly fragile. It can be messed with, manipulated by someone on the outside if they're clever enough and have a reason to do it.
And that really is the final, chilling question the story leaves us chewing on. It's one of those thoughts that's, well, it's kind of fascinating, but also really unsettling when you think about it for too long. Thanks for diving into this with us. We'll leave you with that thought to ponder.